With basketball season underway, the new Aquatics Center opening up, and the second Athletics Hall of Fame class announced, there's a lot to cover in the University of the District of Columbia Athletics. Today on Firebird Nation Sports Update, we'll meet the new Aquatics Director and head swim coach for the Firebirds, Lauren Fuchs. We'll speak with Associate Athletic Director Patrick Knapp and hear all about the new crop of inductees into the Athletics Hall of Fame. And last, but certainly not least, we'll visit with Firebirds head men's basketball coach, Jeff Ruland. All that and more coming up, so stay with us on the Firebird Nation Sports Update. Hello, this is Firebird Nation Sports Update, your inside look at the University of the District of Columbia Athletics. I'm your host, Matt Rienzo. Flap your wings and get ready to soar because the Firebird is rising in the nation's capital. The winter sports season is in full swing, and both the Firebirds men's and women's basketball teams have played some action-packed games already. The women's basketball team currently sits at 4-3, coming off a 90-point effort in a win over St. Augustine's and a 20-point win over crosstown rival Bowie State. They started the season with two hard-fought losses to Caldwell and Goldie Beacom in the ECC-CACC Challenge in Spark Hill, New York, before rebounding to win 4 of their next 5 games. The first win of the season came against Washington Adventist on the road as the Firebirds claimed a 69-52 victory. The Firebirds then went on to beat Florida Southern 70-57 as part of the Firebird Classic. Senior guard Janelle Jr. has stepped up her game this season big time, increasing her scoring average by more than 6 points per game to 15.3. Sophomore Danica Brent has given the Firebirds a spark off the bench, scoring in double figures in the last 4 games and netting a career-high 28 points against Grand Valley State. The offense has also been aided by the steady point guard play of newcomer Tiara Shaw. Shaw is tied for 4th highest assists per game in the ECC with 4.6. The Firebirds have an action-packed slate in December with 4 home games, including the DC Winter Classic on December 29th and 30th. Games are set at 1 and 3 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday, and they feature Assumption College, Shaw University, and Felician College. Men's basketball began the 2012-13 season with an obscenely difficult schedule, with 4 of their first 5 opponents being Division I schools. Although the Firebirds enter December with a 1-5 record, the rigorous November schedule should prepare the team for conference action. The Firebirds opened up the season against Big East power Villanova in the 2K Sports Classic and only trailed by 5 points at the half. But the depth of the Division I Wildcats seemed to be too much and wore the Firebirds down to the score of 78-58. Homecoming weekend found the men's team playing their home opener and beating University of the Sciences 76-63 in front of a raucous home crowd. The team has a potent backcourt with newcomers Quasim Jones and Michael Terry. Jones, who leads the team scoring 13.2 points per game, also ranks in the top 5 in the ECC for three-point percentage at almost 40%. Terry's 12.8 points per game ranks him just behind Jones at 6th in the league. December is chock full of Firebird basketball action. Both the men's and women's teams open up their East Coast Conference schedule with double headers against Roberts Wesleyan on December 15th. Now, in addition to basketball, the Firebirds indoor track and field team is gearing up for their debut in early December as well. The track and field team will have their season opening meet in Newport News, Virginia at the Christopher Newport Invitational, and they will look to build upon the momentum and success of last season. The Firebirds will hope to have strong seasons from sophomore Tatiana Comic and senior Callister Jones. Both Comic and Jones will be key participants in the individual and relay events for the Firebirds. Comic excels in the 60 and 200 meters, as well as the 4x100 meter relay. Jones will look to make her mark this season in the 400 and 500 meters and the 4x100 meter relay as well. Although there's only one meet in December, January finds the indoor track team participating in 3 meets in preparation for the ECC and NCAA championships later in the season. Switching gears now to the new Aquatics Center, Monday, November 26, marked the grand opening of the University's state-of-the-art Natatorium after more than 2 years of being closed for renovation. The beautiful brand new aquatics facility features a 25-yard pool with 6 lanes, a separate diving well with 2 1-meter diving boards, a spectator grandstand area, offices, and brand new locker rooms. The grand opening was well attended by university and faculty and staff, as well as neighborhood residents surrounding the Van Ness campus. The grand opening event included speeches from University of the District of Columbia President Dr. Alan Sessoms, Vice President for Real Estate, Facilities Management, and Public Safety Barbara Jumper, and Director of Athletics Patricia Thomas. For more information on the Natatorium, for hours of operation, or for rules and regulations, please visit udcfirebirds.com, click on Athletic Department, then Aquatics. University of the District of Columbia faculty, staff, and students can use the facility at no cost, and the community members can purchase 20 use passes for $100, or pay on a per-visit basis. We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll visit with Aquatics Director and swim coach Lauren Fuchs to hear all about the grand opening and the new aquatics facility. I'm now thrilled to be in the new Natatorium at the University of the District of Columbia, and I'm joined by Aquatics Director and Head Swim Coach Lauren Fuchs. Lauren, thanks for being with us on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Before we get started, wow, what a great facility this is. Really is awesome. Lauren, you came on board at the University of the District of Columbia in September as Aquatics Director, and at some point soon, Head Swim Coach as well. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself with regards to your aquatics experience and your swimming experience as well.
Okay, well, I've been in and around a pool since the age of 7, so about 18 years now. I've been swimming. I swam at the club level, at the college level. I've done national, international meets. So swimming has always been a big part of my life. Starting in college, I started doing some pool management, flowing off of some lifeguarding experiences that I've had in my younger years. And so I worked as a pool manager for a few years, and then enjoying both aspects of swimming and the management position. I saw this position online, and I said it's a perfect combination of what I'm looking for.
Something that you love.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's great. And this week, the Natatorium opened up, had its grand opening. Must have been a lot of work for you since you got here only a couple short months ago to get it ready. What's that time been like?
It was a bit of a project. Coming in here, you're not really sure what you have to prepare and what to do. You have a pool in front of you, and you need to get it open, and there's a lot more than you think. The big thing was getting the pool past an inspection by the Department of Health, because there are so many little things that need to be done. You know, signs that need to be put up, tiny little hooks that have to go here and there to make sure, you know, the chemical, everything has to be perfect. So a lot of that was getting ready for that inspection. The other part, we had to get a business license in order to have people come and rent the pool.
A lot of odds and ends, a lot of I's to be dotted and T's to be crossed.
Right, and with all the people reaching out to want to use the pool, you have to get in touch with them and, you know, create contracts for them, you know, dole out pool time, hire staff.
Sure. So now with the grand opening this past week, that was a great event. A lot of people from the community and the university came. Tell us a little bit about the event from your perspective. I'm sure you were ecstatic to have it finally opened.
I've been waiting, I guess, 2.5 months for this pool. I thought it was going to open, you know, 2 weeks after I came in. So to finally have the official grand opening was kind of a big deal. I really wasn't expecting so many people to show up, and was really excited that we had, I guess, nearly 100 people here. It was fun to have all the guest speakers. You know, Patricia made remarks, the President Sessoms, and Barbara Jumper. They all spoke, and it was very nice. And cutting the ribbon.
The excitement level on campus and in the local neighborhood.
Everyone wants to be involved. Yeah.
Now let's switch gears to the pool itself. Tell us about the amenities that the pool has and what people can expect to see when they come here.
Well, it's a competition length 25-yard pool is the competition pool. We also have a diving well separate with 2 1-meter diving boards. Not sure what they're going to be used for yet exactly, you know, in the future, but it's always nice to have a diving board at a pool. Sure. We've got beautiful locker rooms. We've got a giant grandstand for, you know, people to watch.
Spectator viewing area.
Spectator viewing, yep. Lots of space for people to view all the swimmers in the pool.
It really is just a beautiful facility with a lot of natural light coming in. And now, how can people get in here and use the pool? That's the million-dollar question, I guess.
Well, students, staff, and faculty of UDC can come in no charge. They just need to show us their one card, their ID. At the door, we have a check-in. And for community that wants to utilize the pool, there's a community access pass that they can purchase. You can find the form online in order to fill that out, and we give you a punch pass. You get 20 uses. You can renew it as much as you want.
Great, so anybody can come in and use it. They just have to come in the proper fashion. And what types of programs do you envision having in the Aquatics Center? Leagues or swim teams or swim lessons, lifeguard training, those kinds of things.
Right, all of those things are actually in the works now. That was the step after getting the pool open, is getting people involved in things at the pool. So some of the programs that we want to start up right away are some aerobics classes, fitness, swimming, exercise classes. We have strength conditioning coming in with the athletes at UDC. We want to begin some lifeguard training programs. We actually have a group that will be coming in that will be training lifeguards, doing CPR, first aid, all those fun things. We definitely want to start swimming lessons, water safety instruction. So we'll be hiring people to, work in that realm. And then ultimately we want to get a swim team going. First, we'll start with a club team. My goal is to have it in the new year, maybe by February or March, which will
That'll be exciting. That's great.
Allow the community, starting with UDC, to practice together and have kind of a fitness swimming program.
Now, if people want to take part in the swim lessons or the lifeguard training or any of those programs you mentioned, how can they get more information?
Once we figure out all the logistics of when and where and who and what, we'll put it online on our site under Aquatics.
Okay, UDCFirebirds.com, and then athletic department, then Aquatics.
Right, that will have all the information on our programs.
Excellent. Well, this certainly is beautiful. Lauren, congratulations on your appointment as the Aquatics Director and head swim coach. Best of luck getting the swimming program off the ground when that does happen in the coming years to come. And best of luck with the pool coming online in these coming weeks here and all the exciting things that come with that.
Thank you very much.
When we come back, we'll visit with Associate Director of Athletics, Patrick Knapp, and we'll discuss the second Hall of Fame induction class. We're now back in the studio, and we're joined by Associate Director of Athletics, Patrick Knapp. Patrick, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Matt.
You're getting to be quite a regular on the show these days.
Well, we'd like to promote UDC athletics.
It's great. Now, it's a great segue. So you're here to promote the Athletics Hall of Fame. You're in charge of sponsorships, fundraising. One of your biggest babies, so to speak, is the Hall of Fame event. You started last year the first ever Athletics Hall of Fame, and this year you're now having the second class inducted. Tell us a little bit about the Athletics Hall of Fame as you enter into your second class and the second time we've had this event.
Where we are right now, Matt, is that the second UDC Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony and dinner will be held February 15th to Friday evening, 2013, at Maggiano's in Washington, D.C. on Wisconsin Avenue from 6 to 10 p.m.
And that's the same location where it was last year. And obviously it's important to restate that was a very successful event, and we definitely encourage people to attend if possible.
Well, it was 3/4 full, and I think we can sell it out this year. We have a great list of inductees.
Let's talk a little bit about those inductees. Who do we have going in?
I think we start off with Dr. Paul Phillips Cook, who was president at DC Teachers College from 1964 to 1976, because at this moment we have 5 Athletics Hall of Fame members who either played or coached under his tenure.
Wow.
And he has really been given credit for the strength of the athletic programs during that time at DC Teachers, as well as being a renowned educator, lecturer, and academic giant here in the District of Columbia.
Excellent.
We then go to a couple of Reslin W. Henley Award winners, that being our Outstanding Student Athlete Award given after Reslin W. Henley. We've been doing it since 1951. The first one is Dr. Michael Glasgow, who won the award in 1972. He was a 2-sport star, played football, quarterback and safety, played baseball, pitched and shortstop, and was an outstanding student athlete during his time at DC Teachers College. The next Resland W. Henley Award winner is Harry Brockenberry. He won the award in 1975. Harry is a basketball player, was a high-scoring forward in the District of Columbia as a high school and college player. First went to Washington Technical Institute, then moved on to DC Teachers. Graduated in 75, was team captain, prolific scorer, and team MVP 2 years in a row. We then have a couple of coaches, one being Mr. Hiram Dutch Uselaner, who from 1958 to 68 coached at DC Teachers College, had an outstanding record, and actually during that 10-year stretch won 7 Maryland Intercollegiate Conference championships. He's also known as a fast break strategist and innovator of his time. And the last gentleman is Stan Mullins, track coach here at UDC from 1982 to 92. He had 17 UDC All-Americans and 32 ECAC All-Conference selections during his time as a track coach here at UDC.
Wow, that is certainly an impressive slate of former athletes, administrators, coaches, certainly bringing up, coming up from last year's inaugural class, an outstanding second class.
It is. It's we're already getting a lot of phone calls, people who want to support these coaches, these academicians, these great players from their day. That's what we need to promote the event and sell it out.
Now let us know, how do, first of all, how do people get information about the event?
First of all, they can go to our website, udcfirebirds.com, and click on the tab that says Hall of Fame under Alumni Support.
It's easy enough.
They can do that. They can call me at any point in time. My information is also on that same site. But our registration website will probably be up in about 10 days, 2 weeks, where they can register online, pay for their ticket online, potentially buy a table for the event, so that they can get online from the same website, udcfirebirds.com.
Now, one last question. How do you funnel down to get these 5 inductees? What's the process? Because it seems like with the history, you know, the university's been around since 1851 in different forms under different names. So how do you eventually get to the 5 people that you induct?
Well, it is not easy, particularly when you're starting off. There are a lot of names that are put on the slate, and there are a lot of people who believe they are definitely eligible to be in the Hall of Fame. But our committee, starting with Patricia Thomas, our athletic director, and trustee Jerome Shelton, and 11 other people, do a heck of a job studying, nominating, looking up records, looking up facts, and we bring it all to the table.
Well, it must be a daunting task, but it seems like they've all done their job very well in selecting this class. So we wish you the best of luck with the event. Again, go to udcfirebirds.com if you'd like more information. The event is on Friday, February 15th, and tickets will be available very soon. So congratulations on another class, and we'll look forward to attending the event.
It'll be a good one.
Thanks for joining us again. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, we'll visit with head men's basketball coach Jeff Ruland. We're now joined in the studio by head men's basketball coach Jeff Ruland. Coach Ruland, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
Coach, let's talk about the start of the season. You've had a ridiculously difficult schedule leading up to this point, which included 4 Division I teams. So you sit at 1-1 in Division II. I'll preface it by saying that.
Thank
and
you.
Your overall record is 1-5.
That's correct.
If you include those Division I teams that you've played. Let's talk about the start of the season, what your thoughts are thus far.
Well, you know, you don't like to lose, but actually those losses will, in the end, if we need help in terms of an at-large bid, it'll help strength of schedule, because obviously no one in Division II plays teams like that. It was great exposure for us. I went in thinking we might be able to steal one. You know, we're down 5 after letting them get off to a great start against Villanova. It was against a Big East team, and they finally wore us down. And then, you know, Marshall was picked second in the Conference USA behind Memphis team, and we were up 1 with 10 minutes to go and kind of ran out of gas. And then we staked Hofstra to an early 10-point lead, and it was 8 and 10 points most of the game. There was a couple times, I'd say, within the last 6 minutes where we missed an open three to make it 4.
Right.
And then I thought we played a very, very good South Dakota State team, and it was just too much. 3 games in less than 3 days at that kind of level in competition. They just
and also you
they
throw
took
in
it
all
to
the
school.
travel
Yeah,
that
and
you
plus
did.
we played Villanova and had to come home and open this thing against the Sciences, and we played fairly well, but we did not shoot the ball well against Dominican or play the kind of defense, and I don't know if that weekend before took a lot out of us, but we just didn't seem to be ourselves. So
Now let's talk about your season opener against Villanova. You mentioned you were down 5 at halftime. When you're playing a Division I opponent of that caliber, they ran away from you a little bit in the second half. Does depth have something to do with that, or is it?
overall depth, size, and athleticism, eventually, they can just keep firing in 6'9" guys that are 240 and chiseled, and eventually, it takes a toll. And, we did it for the exposure. It's a great cause, some money for the school also, but the experience for us is going to be invaluable. When everything's said and done, we're going to be a very good basketball team. But right now, we not only lost a lot, but it takes a while to get 5 new guys ingrained into the same wavelength as the coaches and the guys that have been here. So it's taken some time, but I got to tell you, the first 3 games, I thought we acquitted ourselves, greatly. South Dakota State, obviously, I was disappointed, but like I said, 3 games in less than 3 days is a tough order. And then I don't know if it did affect us against Dominican, but I think so. But we need to get back on track. We got our first league game, and
You got a tough slate coming up.
No easy road ahead either.
That's right. And let's talk about homecoming weekend. You played University of Sciences and came away with a 76-63 win there. Pretty good home crowd. Talk about that game. It was the day after you played Villanova, so quick turnaround.
Yeah, it was a quick turnaround, showed a lot of grit and determination. I thought it was a great atmosphere. Obviously, it was a good crowd, and all things considered, they're not a bad team, so it was a good win.
Now, when you play, after that, you played 3 Division I teams like we talked about. When you play teams of that caliber, everyone always says it'll help you come conference time and those kinds of things. Is that a cliche, or is that really true?
No, that's part of the reason I've done it. And when I was on the Division I level, we played a lot of big time teams for that same reason, and we also had some success. I had Iona, I had 2 top 25 wins. We beat a 22nd ranked North Carolina and 23rd ranked Iowa State.
So if you
get it's great if you get the guys believing that it can be done, because every year you hear about 1 or 2 upsets, Division II beating Division I, and like I said, I thought we equated ourselves pretty well. I don't know if we, to a man, totally believed it, but in the long run, yeah, it's gonna help us.
And now you have your ECC opener coming up in a week and a half, December 15th against Roberts Wesleyan. You're excited for ECC play to begin?
Yeah, actually, it's Bridgeport is Saturday. We open up on the road, home against Wesleyan. We don't really know too much about them, but we want to not lose sight of last year. We were undefeated and went up to Bridgeport and didn't play as well as we were capable of. So it's early, but it's still a big game.
Well, you've gained some valuable experience already. Hopefully that will serve you well come conference time. So best of luck to you. Thank you very much for being on the show once again.
Thank you, Matt. Happy holidays.
And we'll look forward to having you back soon.
Sounds good.
That's all the time we have today. I'd like to thank our guests, Aquatics Director and Head Swim Coach Lauren Fuchs, Associate Athletic Director Patrick Knapp, and Head Men's Basketball Coach Jeff Ruland. Please don't forget, you can watch all the home basketball games online at udcfirebirds.com. Also, remember to follow Firebird Athletics on Twitter at UDC Firebird Fans, on Facebook at UDC Athletics, and on YouTube at UDC Athletics 1. Thanks for watching Firebird Nation Sports Update. I'm your host, Matt Rienzo. The Firebird is rising in the nation's capital, and we're glad you're along for the ride.
Yeah.